just tickled pink to be here with Scott Fox, Maggie Jackson, and Jim Roy of Burnin' Moonlight. This sort of eclectic mix of blues, bluegrass, swing, country, and whatever else they're going to throw in is here to share a little bit about their story and their influences. And they're going to start us off with a real nice song.
We'll do a song called Black Dog Blues. Black Dog Blues was written by a guy named Bayless Rose, and it was in the 30s that he wrote this, but there was a group of other musicians, they were white musicians, that patterned themselves after the black fingerpickers of the time, but they were white country blues players. So their influences were like very country, and there were three of them that were notable: Frank Hutchinson, Bayless Rose, and Dick Justice. And they did a lot of the same songs together, or not together, but they did them the same songs, but each one made their songs their own. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a Bayless Rose song called The Black Dog Blues. All right. And a lot of these songs were just, and for any of the musicians that are out there maybe listening, they're pretty much like what they call a 1-6-2-5 chord progression. And you'll get a lot of songs that are like that. You know, Don't Let Your Deal Go Down. All these guys did all that stuff. But they were country. They were from West Virginia. They were coal miners. And they did a real interesting take on a lot of this stuff. So this is the Black Dog Blues. Ready? 1.
Hang on one second, because I'm not hearing any bass. Are you?
Are you muted? Are you plugged in?
You're not plugged in.
Oh, this is that old...
POS.
Yeah, this is that old... That's the
POS.
band joke, yeah.
Yes.
We did a gig one time, and I was like, why is this thing not working? And it's like, man, I spent so much money on this pedal, and it's just not working at all. And it wasn't plugged in.
Now I'm good.
And this song has an interesting line in it that it's, when you come home with the $10 bill, it's like, Daddy, where you been so long? And it's like $10 in 1929 was a lot of money. You know, it's still, I'd take a $10 bill any day, but ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I said you call me a dog when I'm gone.
Oh, when you're gone.
Oh, black dog when I'm gone.
Yes, sir.
When I come home with a $10 bill, crying, Daddy, where you been so long? My daddy was a rambling man. He rambled in the state of old Tennessee. Any place he'd hang his hat up, you know that would be home, you see. Call me a dog when I'm gone.
Oh, when you're gone.
Oh, black dog when I'm gone. When I come home with a $10 bill, you're crying, Daddy, where you been so long? I hear that train, it's a-rolling, and it's carrying my baby to me. Every time I hear that whistle blowing, I know she ain't never coming home to me. Call me a dog when I'm gone.
Oh, when you're
Old black dog when I'm gone. And I come home with a $10 bill.
$10.
You're crying, Daddy, where you been so long? Well, now my daddy, you know, he was a gambling man. He gambled in the state of old Tennessee. One thing my daddy done told me, he said, Jimmy, never bet on the ace, the deuce, or the trade. You call me a dog when I'm gone.
Oh, when you're gone.
Old black dog when I'm gone. I come home with a $10 bill. You're crying, Daddy, where you been so long? Crying, Daddy, where you been so long? You're crying, Daddy, where you been so long?
You're not on mute, are you, Jim?
Hmm?
You're not on mute, it's coming through.
No, I'm not.
That's beautiful.
You guys can hear him okay?
Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds real good. How'd you get into playing Delta blues and
This?
that kind of stuff?
Yeah. It's funny. I was in the Navy in the late '60s, and when I got out in '73, I came home, and all of my friends were from high school and everything. They were married and doing other things, and I wasn't ready for that. But my brother was playing guitar, and my brother knew this guy that did this. He finger picked, you know. He did a lot of Dylan and stuff like that. And I got really hooked on this. Two fingers and a thumb. And then, of course, I got into Jorma Kaukonen, you know, and from Hot Tuna in probably, '72, they put out that great album. And you can hear the bottle breaking in the bar, you know, when they did Uncle Sam Blues. But, yeah, I got into that, and it's like it just morphed into something that I don't even play with a flat pick at all, you know.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't. I just do it with my fingers. But it's funny that I play flat pick on a mandolin, which of course you have to. But yeah, I just really got into that kind of style, which led me to Mississippi John Hurt, which led me to. And as I got older and started hearing some things, like I say, I got into these guys like Dick Justice and Frank Hutchinson, and they were just coal miners from the 20s, you know. And like Dick Justice did 10 sides for the Brunswick label in Chicago, and then he never did anything else. He went back and was a coal miner.
I was looking at Bayless Rose, and he had one day in like November in 1930, and
that's it.
We've been picking it apart.
But I mean, think about that. That if you had one day or 10 songs that you did in your life that people are still playing in 2021. That's pretty good accomplishment. But it's amazing to listen to these guys, you know, because you know, if you can get past the scratchiness of some of the old recordings, or
embrace it, or just really immerse yourself in
right.
that,
And that's what I did. I just got into that, and I said, "Wow, this is really cool." So when I moved to Bend, I met Scott and Maggie. They were hosting a jam at what used to be Taylor's over on 3rd Street. And that's what the song, when was my turn to play, I did Black Dog Blues. And all of a sudden, it's like we're a band, you know? It's like, it was really fun.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's a really cool perspective on it.
Yeah.
So what do we got? What do we got next?
We have Run, Rufus, Run.
Run, Rufus, Run.
And it's interesting because Jim's talking about the coal miners, and there was a movie in the late 70s that came out called Harlan County, USA, that was a remarkable documentary about mining. So I've always been sort of interested in what we do in this country and what a miner's life is like. And this is actually a song related to a family who are miners.
Yeah.
But Dad found a way to get his son out of going to the mines by running moonshine.
Yeah.
So, and Dale Ann Bradley is one of my all-time favorite singer-songwriter people. I've seen her several times in concert, and I was struck by how when she comes out on a stage or into a room and starts playing her music, I feel like she reaches out and embraces everybody in the room with who she is, and she's just really a wonderful person. So I've seen her on the stage, and I've seen her in a bar drinking whiskey, and she's just very personable and wonderful.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
So we're going to do this the whole thing, or how we're going to?
We're going to do Run Rufus.
We're going to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Because there is a continuance, a segue into a lot of parts on this. So to not do all of it.
But
This song is a crossroads. It's a
Yeah.
Yes,
roundabout.
it is.
It's a roundabout. You can take an exit any which way.
Because if you go, oh, I missed my part, then it would
So
be
can
like,
you guys take your mask off to sing?
no.
no.
It's
We're
just
good.
another pop filter.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm ready to pass out, but with that.
Just another
Ready?
pop filter. You're fine.
Here we go. One, two, three.
The mountains were a prison for their family of 9. Nowhere to go, no place to work, unless you crawl down in the mines. His mama knew the sounds of a man's lungs turning black, so easy down another way, it was easy to turn her back. Now Rufus was the oldest, he knew Bell County well. He could earn and fish like any grown man and take care of himself. So his daddy put him to run and shine when he was just 12 years old. Said it might not be the right thing, but it sure beats mine in cold. He'd say, run, Rufus, run. Run across the mountain, darling. Daddy wants you to take a load of shine to a man up near Harlan. Feared for his life every time his daddy would put him on the run again. He said the boy's no match for a shotgun blast from the gun of a revenue man. And one fall night when the moon was bright enough to light his way, Rufus loaded up that old sedan, said I'll be back for the break of day. As he turned down Highway 119, he heard 3 shotgun blasts. His blood ran cold, he wondered, would this night be his last? His mama never closed her eyes that night when he left home. She tossed and turned and walked the floor, praying nothing would go wrong. Her thoughts were on a stranger she'd heard about from town, with a funny talk and a brand new car, been asking around. Run, Rufus, run. Run across the mountain, darling. Daddy wants you to take a load of shine to a man up near Harlan. Feared for his life every time his daddy would put him on the run again. He said the boy's no match for a shotgun blast, for the gun of a revenue man. like the back of his hand. He could take those curves on 2 wheels in that beat-up old sedan. So he ran him up a holler and lost him somewhere round Williams Branch. There was one back road that they didn't know. The revenuer never stood a chance. Oh, run, Rufus, run. Run across a mountain, darling. Daddy wants you to take a load of shine to a man up near Harlem. Feared for his life every time his daddy would put him on the run again. Said the boy's no match for a shotgun blast for the gun of a revenue man. He said the boy's no match for a shotgun blast from a gun of a revenue man.
Fade to black, roll credits based on a true story. That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I've always really, really loved how Appalachian folk music can just have that, just sort of like walking along, picking, and you start listening to it, and you're like, oh, there's something deeper here. This is something deeply systemic. You're talking about the deep exploitation of, the American people trying to make a living and not just die mining coal.
Some things never change.
Yeah.
Well, it's the way I think they express their feelings, because, come on, there was no internet, there was no long-distance phone, there was hardly anything, and that they did it with instruments, and that's how they interacted with their community. And a lot of good stuff came out of that. I mean, we're doing it today. So
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff. And I think, as a person who's lived on the West Coast all of her life, I had a teacher a couple of years ago from North Carolina, and someone asked her about the music culture of North Carolina. And she started talking about not just the music culture, but the dance culture. And the reason there was music was because there was dancers, and they had to have music for people to dance. And she talked for an hour about the culture of music and dance in North Carolina and other nearby parts. And so I was really, it struck me that I know nothing about that, because I live out here on the West Coast, and that's definitely not my culture.
Yeah.
And it's a very, it's been a thing in America for a long time. And if you don't experience it, like many things, you just don't understand. So we were going to go this last year and have that experience, but everything was shut down.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'm a music teacher, and one of the things that I've been trying to do is, figure out what parts of the very formal education that I got I actually want to keep, because they're, like you're saying, dance is so connected with music. There are musical traditions in other parts of the world that are so intricately connected with dance that it is anathema to consider playing a piece of music while prim and proper, straight back. That is you're cutting off 99% of your body to perform. Anyway,
You're a teacher, so you probably, I don't know if you've ever told your students, if it's a guitar player or something, loosen up and
oh my
move to
gosh,
the music.
yeah, feeling, and I think there's it's one of those early this thing that's always been in existence that people just started naming, but the pocket of Appalachian folk music.
Yep.
It's just very lovely, lovely, lovely songs. Now, do you have another one? Is that your...
We could do another one. Yeah. You want to do that one?
You want to try that one?
I would love to hear one more.
Let's do that Bill Monroe one.
Yeah,
you
and...
Scotty, you're good with that?
Maybe the one we never played.
Yeah, exactly.
The one that we never played.
The one that we never played. Yeah, let's just do it anyway.
Let's do it anyway.
Let
So,
me
because
clean
this
out
is
my
a,
mess.
He's got a delete on that machine.
Oh yeah, this is all gonna get edited in post.
yeah,
We'll do a Bill Monroe song.
We can even take just like a little part of it for the intro or the outro of the
Okay.
video
Okay.
or something.
Okay. Are we good with that? Or that one? Or if you have something you'd feel
no,
more
this is
comfortable
good.
with?
I love
That's
it.
a Bill Monroe tune that we kind of heard another artist do it, Becky Buller, and she put some words to it. It's originally an instrumental, but it's called Southern Flavor. It's a pretty cool song.
Oh, wait, not too loud, not too loud, not too loud.
Scott said he's too loud. Ooh.
You never hear that from Scotty.
Let me hear your vocal, Timbo.
He wants to hear your vocal.
Okay, check.
Well, when
My mask vocal. I love my mask vocal. It's actually pretty cool. It's like a muffled kind of
I turn Maggie up.
hip kind of thing, you know. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Missouri mules are pulling double shovels. Corn is blowing in the breeze. Cotton is growing in the Delta. Dixie, I hear you calling me. Oh, I love that southern flavor, heart and soul and hospitality. I've tasted life this wide world over, but nothing ever meant as much to me. Well, honeysuckle blooming in the springtime, smell of sweet magnolia trees. Church bells, they're ringing on a Sunday morning. They make a country boy get down on his knees. Oh, I love that southern flavor, heart and soul and hospitality. I've tasted life this wide world over, but nothing ever meant as much to me. Love that southern flavor, heart and soul and hospitality. I've tasted life this wide world over, but nothing ever meant as much to me.
was real fun.
I cut him off at the knees on his on his solo, but that's okay.
I got the sweep kick, there's the low kick right under.
He loves me anyway.
Oh, that's great. You know, one thing I really love about tunes like that is the real well-developed sense of place that comes out of a song like that. Like you're casting a spell. Like you've set this illusion over all of us, and it's this like late summer day in southern Missouri, of which I've had many and viewed fondly for the past like 3 or 4 minutes. It was real nice.
Well, I don't know if Becky Buller wrote those words to that. I know Bill Monroe's version was an instrumental all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, it really conjures up a lifestyle. I mean, it's just something that they did out there. You know, I mean, church bells ringing on a Sunday morning and all that stuff. That's so totally Appalachian.
Ringing through the hills.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, pretty cool. I mean, I like it with the vocals. I think we all like it with the vocals. I mean, we could do it instrumentally, but
don't.
It's a little more.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a little
Vamp on it if you're trying to fill a set, but
yeah. Exactly. Thank you.
What kind of places do y'all remember fondly in your upbringing in music?
Well, my mother was a concert pianist, and she and her cousin had 2 grand pianos in the house, and they used to play. And so as a kid, I remember lying underneath the piano and listening to music.
Wait, just underneath the piano?
Yes, I would.
Oh, that's such a great place to be.
Yeah, I would just crawl underneath there, listen to
man.
my mom play, and then go to bed. And I had a pretty classical upbringing, so I don't really, there were not a lot of other, it's not like we went out and played with other people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I'm a New Englander, born and raised in Rhode Island, and my dad was a singer. And when they went out on, like we go out on a Friday night, Saturday night, my dad and my mother, they'd go and sit in with the band. And my father would sing songs like that, Old Black Magic. He'd do all that old Nat King Cole stuff. But he wasn't a musician. He didn't play, but he was a singer. And so like I said, when I got out of the Navy, I hooked up with my brother. That's when I started learning to play guitar. And to this day, I wish he was still alive to hear me do things like Exactly Like You, the swing songs we do. He would just smile to death. But yeah, so there was music in the house, but not with an instrument.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For me, it was all stepped up here because you realize there's no chord.
There's nothing happening over there, Scott.
So for me, I remember my dad bought a cheap guitar. It was a Stella, and he put it up as a decoration up on this high bookshelf, like 2 bookshelves up there. And I had to climb up on the couch, jump up to the first shelf, then climb up to the second shelf, then shimmy over to the guitar and take the guitar, drop it down on the couch, and go back over, drop down the left, and then I'd sit there and start banging on it. And then he'd come out dancing in his underpants. And I just wrote a song about it, 2 years ago maybe. Yeah, and it's actually that actually happened, and it's like one of my talk about your fondest memories. And that didn't happen once; it happened like, I don't know, 50 times, you know.
That makes me think of the old classical guitar that my late grandpa got my grandma a long time ago, and it just sat behind a door in one of the bedrooms for a real long time, and I always wanted it. I always wanted guitar. I had no idea.
I think they put it up there to keep it away from me.
I know, but there's no stopping it, man. There's no.
Yeah.
Well, did you eventually?
Oh yeah, I've got it now. My grandma, she gave it to me once she found out I was playing guitar, and it's cherished.
And when you first got to play it, did you just bang on it, not knowing anything?
Oh yeah, it wasn't
that's
tuned. It wasn't tuned.
That's what I used to do.
It was just like.
Horrible.
Oh yeah. I was like, yeah, I put my thing. Yep.
Well, it's funny, I'm teaching my nephew to play guitar. He's 9. And it's really hard. I ask Scotty a lot about how do you do this with young children, because his mind goes other places, you know. We do it via Zoom, and you know, we're sitting there trying to show him something. He puts these little emojis on the screen. He puts a mustache on my face, because you can do that on.
Oh yeah, and why wouldn't you if you can?
If you can, you know what? But you know what? He's getting it.
Yeah.
He does get it, but it's like I want him to get it, because there's so much I can show him. Plus, I got some nice instruments that if he gets it, he's going to be a lucky man.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, I totally.
Well, Jim, that's really sad. Nobody has requested my banjos when I'm gone. But my son did call me one night and said, hey, Mom, I'm ready for a banjo lesson. And he lived not too far from me, and all of a sudden I see him coming up the street in this little scooter, and he'd been listening to, what was that movie? Do you remember? The guy, it was, anyway, there was a theme on some movie, and he wanted to learn how to play that.
Oh,
so
it's on banjo.
No, it was a Paul Newman movie, and he was in the jail.
Well, yeah, it was Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah, it was Cool Hand Luke. And so he wanted to learn that. So he comes over, and he has these huge hands, you know, trying to fit on the fretboard of my little banjo. But it was awesome.
Yeah.
But that's the only lesson he's ever asked me for. So
it's like, I got it. I got the Cool Hand Luke theme. That's all I want. Achievable goals. That's how I really feel you on the teaching under 10s instruments. And what I've found is that they get it. They get it way more than you can really interpret from squirming constantly.
Right.
Like it's just,
I mean, I feel that. I feel
right.
that way, because when we do a lesson, maybe once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks, and I'll go, okay, well let's go back on what we were working on last week, and he can actually change the chords. I mean, he's not real quick at it, but I mean, he can change. He knows the chords.
And it's not always the right amount of pressure, or quite exactly the placement,
is the problem.
but it's getting there.
The right hand is the problem.
Yeah.
With him. He everything he does is like what Scotty was just saying. He just bangs on the guitar. Cring.
That's okay,
and so and I go, hey, I said, let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Get your right hand, because it's more than this hand. This hand.
Yeah. This hand is honestly pretty static when it comes to.
But this hand
chords.
does a lot. I mean,
it
does a lot. It does for me. I know it does on
beat.
mandolin. I mean, right hand is unbelievable on mandolin. You have to have it, you know. But anyway.
Well,
but it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. I've had such a nice time. It's been so pleasant to just come sit in this beautiful house and listen to beautiful music.
Yeah,
We had a great time doing this.
Yeah.
We really did. And you know, for us, it was really cool, because I mean, we haven't done a gig in 9 months. Probably going on 10, right? Almost 10. Well, no, 11 now. It'll be
It's 11
February 29th
months.
was the last time we did a gig.
Time
goodness.
flies.
And we used to gig a lot.
Yeah.
We were pretty busy. So yeah, this was.
And we used to get together once a week just to play.
Yeah.
You know.
Of course, you know, and you know, it's hard sometimes. You don't want to get together because of all of this.
Yeah.
But you know, we did it, and I'm really happy we did this. Thank you guys a lot.
Yeah, thank
you
you.
forced me to get out of my little scaredy cat shell of this, you know.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah, well, it is, and then we're good. You know, I
We're
feel
good.
comfortable when I come here.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to take a shower and wash myself with alcohol when I get home, and not
There you
through
go.
my mouth.
Alcohol.
Not through my mouth. I'm kidding.
Oh,
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
thank you.
Y'all have a great night, and I look forward to listening to what you got next.
Yeah.
Yes, so are we. Thank you very much. We're good?
Yeah, that's it.
Good. Thank you so
It's a
much.
nice
Jonathan's got that